Now that we have our PayPal account configured, we're ready to integrate that account into our website. We'll do this by creating buttons we can display on our website that will add our products to the PayPal shopping cart. Log into your PayPal account again, click on My Account, Profile, My Selling Tools. This time we'll click here to create a payment button. Click on Create New Button. We'll walk through this wizard and then take a look at the code that it generates for the button. First, make sure the type of button is Shopping Cart. We want the button to add a product to our PayPal shopping cart. Let's create this first button using some of the information about one of our shirts. I'll enter the name of the shirt here, logo red. Each element in our product array has a key, which I've been calling product ID. We'll use that value for the item ID here in PayPal. Next, specify the price. We haven't talked about shirt sizes yet. Each shirt is available in multiple sizes, and we'll need the user to pick the size. We can create a drop-down of sizes here in the Customize Button section. The size of the shirt won't affect the price, so we'll pick this option here. The name of the drop-down will be Size. Let's add a few different sizes. Small, medium, large. Click Done. You can now see a drop-down option added here next to the button. We already specified shipping charges and sales tax at an account level. We don't need to specify shipping or tax for each shirt. We can also skip these next two optional sections. You can track inventory and some other advanced features in PayPal, but we won't worry about that. We can now click Create Button. PayPal will give us a block of code we can use on our website. I'm going to copy this code and paste it into a temporary file on my local web server. Let's take a look at what this button looks like in our browser. Let's walk through the code line by line. You should recognize quite a few of the elements. It starts with a form element. The action parameter points to a web address on PayPal servers. The method here is post. When this form gets submitted, the values will be sent to this page at PayPal with a request method of post. One new attribute here is target. This will open form submissions in a new window or tab, which PayPal has decided works best with their shopping cart. Next, you'll notice a couple of input fields that use a new type, hidden. These fields do not get displayed on the screen, but they do get submitted to the server with the other information from the form. These fields are necessary to prevent fraudulent form submissions. The second field, the hosted button ID, is particularly important. This is PayPal's ID for our red shirt. It must be included in the form submission so that PayPal can verify the item. Next, they have a table for the size drop-down. They unfortunately use the table element here a little bit for layout instead of for proper structure, but we can change that soon enough. What's important to note here are the two values that get sent to the server. First, they have another hidden field called ON0. The O stands for option, the N stands for name, and the 0 is an index indicating that this goes with the first option. So the hidden field with a name ON0 contains the name of the first option, which is size. We only have one option. If we had others, there would be additional hidden fields with names of ON1, ON2, and so on. Second, there's a select element with the name OS0 for the dropdown. You can probably guess that the S stands for select, indicating that this is the select element that goes with the first option, size. Select elements typically contain multiple option elements. In this case, there's one option element for each size. Let's modify the HTML for the size dropdown. Let's put the text size in a label. Since we only have one piece of data, let's put this all in one row. The cell with a label is a heading for that one piece of data, so let's change the element here to a table header cell element. I'd like to add a for attribute to the label, but I'll need an ID attribute on the select element first. Let's use the same value as the name, OS0. We can then add that same value as the for attribute on the label to relate these two elements together. After the size dropdown, you'll see another input element with a new type, image. This acts just like a submit button, but it displays an image instead of a button. I'd rather style a button with CSS than use an image, so let's change the type here to Submit. We'll need to add a value to specify the label for the button, Add to Cart, we can then remove these other attributes that no longer apply. This last image element is used for tracking. You may have seen these when working with various analytics packages for marketing, and you'll often hear them called pixels. It's a transparent image, 1 pixel by 1 pixel, that the visitor to the site can't see. When the page loads, the browser still requests the page from the server, and the server records that request. PayPal uses this to record how many times someone views a form on your site. This isn't something we really need, so let's just remove it. Let's take a look at the form in the browser. Select a size and add the shirt to your cart. The PayPal shopping cart will open in a new tab with our product added to it. Pretty neat, huh? Before we fully integrate this form into our site, there are 2 related issues that we need to discuss. First, we have some of the same information in 2 places. We have the name of the shirt, the product ID, and the price in both PayPal and our products array. We should make some changes to our form to minimize this. Second, PayPal has to balance the security of these buttons with flexibility and ease of use for store owners. I think they got this balance right, but you'll need to be sure you understand it. Let's go back to the file in a text editor. Let's add a new size here, extra large. Back in the browser, let's select this new size. Notice that PayPal accepts the new size just fine. Remember, in PayPal our button only had 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. PayPal could have locked this down, forcing us to add a new size in PayPal before we could add it to our form, but I prefer this flexibility for sizes. PayPal also gives us flexibility like this for the name of the item. Let's add another hidden input field with a name of item name. When I created the button in PayPal, I gave it a name of Logo Red. Well, let's say I change my mind and want to expand the name a little bit. I can specify a different value here for name that will override the value I specified in the PayPal button. Let's call it Logo Shirt Red. Let me select another size and add it to my cart again. The first 2 items have the shorter title from the PayPal button, while the third item has this overridden with the value specified in the form. The great thing about this flexibility is that our products array can be the single source for this information about our shirts. If we need to change the name of a shirt or add a new size, we can make those changes in our products array without also having to change the saved button in our PayPal account. Overall, this will work great, but there is one drawback that comes with this flexibility. Any visitor to our site can change some of the HTML using a developer tool like Chrome Inspector. Let me show you. I'll change the name of the shirt here. I'll change this first option to 0 to 3 months, so it'll fit a newborn baby. What parent wouldn't want a shirt for their newborn with a picture of Mike on it? I'll now add this fraudulent item to the cart. Notice that PayPal accepts these changes just fine. Remember, this is something that any visitor to your site can do to any form. Most visitors won't know how to do it, of course, but you have to keep this in mind when working with forms. Anyone can change the names of input elements, the values in hidden fields, and the options in a select element. When you receive an order from PayPal, you'll want to be sure to double-check everything to make sure it all makes sense. There is one value that does not have this flexibility: price. This makes good sense. As much as I love having the flexibility over product names and available sizes, I wouldn't want visitors to our site to be able to change the price of a shirt before adding it to their cart. We need the price in our products array so that we can display it on the site, but we'll also need it in PayPal to prevent site visitors from manipulating it. We'll have to be sure to make any changes to price in both places. The last thing we need to do here is update our products array to include the PayPal ID, the value from this hidden Hosted Button ID field. Each shirt will have its own value, and we'll need to send that value to PayPal so they can verify the price. Open up shirts.php and let's add a new element to the associative array. Let's use a key of PayPal for this element and paste in the PayPal ID as the value. We'll need to create a new PayPal button for each shirt. I'll add one more to show you an easy way to copy existing buttons, but I won't make you watch me add the full catalog. Back in PayPal, go to My Account, Profile, and My Selling Tools again. Click Update here to manage your payment buttons. You'll see the first button we created here in this list. Click on Action and then Create Similar Button. We can change the name, item ID, and price to correspond to the values of the second shirt, the black shirt with Mike on it. Create the button, copy that block from PayPal, then paste it somewhere that you can copy out the button ID. Then add this PayPal ID to the products array back in shirts.php. After this, I'll go add buttons for the other 6 shirts to PayPal, and I'll update my products array to include the PayPal ID for all of them. I'll attach a text file to this video with the updated code as an example, but you'll want to use the IDs associated with your PayPal account.